Hello and welcome back. The video you are about to watch is a edited down 2-hour live stream from my Patreon page at patreon.com/angelcakevids. If you would like to gain access to the full live stream as well as participate in future weekly live streams, as well as get access to a ton of Patreon exclusive content, please consider checking out my Patreon page at patreon.com/angelcakevids. There's so much content on there already, as well as there's so much more in the works, especially because the Challenge 42 is set to premiere next month. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope you enjoy, and without further ado, let's get to the trio draft. Hello and welcome everybody. This time we are back with the original trio with Chris from the Nullified Take channel and Chantel from Reality Realness. We are here to do a deep dive into the Challenge 42 cast, give our assessments, as well as test each other one more time, going back to back on who can draft the ultimate challenge fantasy team. We have 24 players, a lot smaller than what it was in the Challenge 41 and really more recent seasons. Thanks in part to this being on Paramount Plus, I have to give some rules and some talking about what's going to happen in this draft. So we have here, I made a special board. Overall, you need 8 players, at least 3 men, 3 women, 2 wild cards, 2 rookies. Once you get somebody, say you want to pick Keanu for your team, he would count as a rookie and a man. So that way it'll whittle down. But everybody is up for grabs. So we're going to just get into it, which we have to get the order of what we're going to do.
It.
For the first round pick, we have...
Oh, she's got it. Well done, Chantel.
Let's see who gets the second round pick between Chris and I. It's going to be me. It looks like it's going to be me. It'll be a snake round. So, Chris, after you pick, you'll get a double pick. Chantel, on the second round, you'll get a double pick. Normal, 1 point per confessional, 5 for a daily win. These points are going to be outrageous this season now that it's going to be a 3-team format. Plus 3 for eliminations. Kiss drama, 2 points each. Disqualification, -2. Finals, 10. Win points, 20 per player.
I'm going to go male first. And this is probably who I think Chris would take first, because that would be his namesake. Chris Underwood would. I would be taking him off the board first. He's young, he's fit, he's a winner, so he's won Survivor, and he's won a season of, I think it was it USA? Or is it,
he's never lost. He's never lost.
He hasn't lost.
He's played 2 games, he's won twice. Good pedigree.
Yeah. And so I feel as though he's the strongest man, like on the board, even though he's still kind of a rookie. I would say that I could rely on him to do decently well this season. So
he has played with Corey, he has played with Bananas, he has played with Tori, he has played with Cassidy. He is undefeated. He has been in 4 eliminations? Was it 4 or 5 eliminations in USA 2 and came out unscathed, was able to win the final? Like, if anybody has the ability to go in, and he's all over the, I'm going to just bring up the trailer every single out, because that's the only other thing that I looked into for this is the trailer, since I did a breakdown. He's all over the trailer.
The only thing he doesn't have, if we're being critical, is social game. Because his social game's always been found out in Survivor. It was found out in the challenge.
All right, so it's my turn. And I'm going to go with somebody who I think a lot of people would deem him the GOAT. When I say many people, I mean himself, as he exclaimed himself as the challenge last season at some point. I'm going to go with Johnny Bananas for my first pick, just because he is on the poster of this season with hands all gripping him. He's going to get tons of confessionals. He might get some hookup points. He might get into arguments. I think between him and CT, which were the 2 people that I was looking into, I think that Bananas has more chances of doing and getting more stuff, more points, more extra points, as well as he's part of a pretty decent orange team. that also has CT on it. So
do you know the teams? Oh, I didn't even know the teams. You say you don't know, didn't do any homework. I didn't
There's
realize
some TV
out
sport there.
there.
I didn't know this. I didn't know the teams either.
there's trailers. There's a trailer with all the initial teams.
Okay, yeah, and you get the trailer breakdown. So like,
yes,
okay.
there is. I'm not spoiling anything, but I'll leave the teams out of it from now on. My strategy was go off of the trailer, and the trailer had what I thought was a decent amount of information from what players are getting into arguments, how many times a player is shown, and what teams everybody is in. So I tried to go for players that were in the trailer a ton, as well as from a specific team that I think is going to do really well and has the best chances of winning more daily challenges to pump my numbers up. And I wanted to refrain from saying anything more to them instead of being like, well, you see, this person's on this team, or you see, at this point in the trailer, this team doesn't seem to have this many players and all this other stuff. So it's like, I don't want to get too into details if they didn't even seem like they watched the trailer. So I feel like my justifications for my picks, I wasn't able to, like, I think fully articulate my complete strategy, as well as I didn't want to give them extra like info of like, oh, well, this person's on this team, this person is paired up with this person isn't shown in the trailer a lot, and so on and so forth.
This theme is protecting him a little bit in the sense that from memory, Bananas is great as a team player. He's really good at the challenges, the dailies, things like that. The one thing I don't like for Bananas still is he is the last person to have stolen the money from his partner. And we know that at the end of this season, there's a twist, or at least I've read about this, where the captain can take all the money. Do you want Bananas to get anywhere near the final where he can make that decision? And if he does, and he takes the money, shame on the whole cast. All right, well, you know what? Shame on you guys for going 2 male picks right off the bat. I'm going to go female pick for my first one. And I'm going to take Miss Tori Deal off the board for my first pick of the season. And the reason that I'm taking her is, like, hate or love Tori. I know there's a lot of opinions, especially in the fandom about her, even on this specific panel about her. I'm playing this game to win it. I think politically she's one of the most insulated people coming into this season. I don't know what her team is and what team she's in, but she doesn't have many weaknesses.
I think she's going to get confessionals. This is where I get caught up with the extra points of this fantasy draft, where I'm like, who can give me extra? Who is going to give in the season more than just the competition level? And Tori has kind of just like been cool with just laying low and being very mellow on the seasons, but she doesn't have to do very much to make it deep within the game. And I think that's her strategy, and it works well. It just doesn't make for exciting TV sometimes.
For the next one, I've actually been sort of looking around, and you know, I'm so tempted to go again female on this next pick. So tempted. I know that there's a big contender still out there. So I do think I'm going to go for CT. I can't leave him on the board any longer than this because I don't think he'll come back to me. Obviously didn't have the best showing last season, physically wasn't all there, and even I feel like mentally at some points he felt checked out on season 41 to me as well, almost like he didn't really want to be there with the people he was playing with, and they didn't give him any respect. So I mean, you wouldn't want to be with people that disrespect your name that much, but a pissed off angry CT is a dangerous CT. So him coming in that way this season with a point to prove, to Drew's point, potentially in a very strong team, I think he could go far. And then also in eliminations, not that many people really want to face CT.
I think that, yeah, he's coming back with something to prove. And so I can definitely see him, especially being in a team format. He's a good team player. I think he's good with like getting his team to do well. He's super strong. He's also really intimidating. And so there's not a lot of people that are going to want to go head to head against him. And so it could maybe have a lot of longevity for him as well. So he's definitely a great pick, especially with this format and especially with him having a point to prove.
100%. You're going to get confessional points, and you're right to take him here because I would have picked him up. His team will be looking for him for valuable information, experience, and everything. And I think he plays better with others than, say, Bananas. So I would have definitely picked him up. And I really didn't want to double up on guys unless it was like getting CT. But I feel like Chantel would be getting this person. Again, I'm talking about extras. And this person was extra on top of extra last season. And sometime in the commercial or in the trailer, it looks like he's proposing to somebody. So he gets into another showmance with another person. I'm going to go with Will, just because I think he's going to be dramatic. I think he'll get on people's nerves, but nobody's going to want to send him in. And he might punch another wall. So we'll just have to see what's going on. I'm
curious to know, Chantel, would you have picked him next?
Not next, but he's definitely someone I was thinking, like, points or not points. Like, he's closer than CT was.
Got you. I'm missing out on the points. I'm not thinking about the points. I looked at, and maybe it's just because I saw him in the first season and I was just like, what a lunatic. Like, the guy just lost his mind.
My next two picks, and first being Sydney. I'll take a survivor off the board, please. She has a lot of attitude. She's very good at being braggadocious about her own beliefs and abilities, but I do think her ego would make her want to be on a winning team. And so I feel like she will be able to bring a team together. And so I have faith in her team and how well that they would do.
I like Sydney a lot. She wasn't going to be that other woman that I was thinking about picking, but she was strong last season. So smart. She's like, that's the thing. It's like, okay, be cocky when you can back it up, because I actually kind of enjoy that. It's one thing when you're being cocky, but it's just noise. Yeah, exactly.
And I'm gonna go and take a rookie off the board at this point, who was in the trailer pretty heavy. I'm taking Letty, please, with her cornrows and her attitude, and coming from a slightly competitive show. Like, she did have to do some competitive activities on Deal or No Deal Island. I think that she might have found a good home from what I saw from her little bit in that trailer here on the challenge. And so I want to see what she can do. I think that she is going to be a force. And so I want her as my rookie.
I mean, a lot of people were saying that, because I didn't watch her original show, which was Deal or No Deal Island, but people were telling me all about her accolades in the comment section. She seems like she is very athletic to be on the season, as well as the first frame of the trailer is her yelling at somebody. So
she said that she watched, like, did you watch last season? So I mean, she at least watched last season, which is great. She did some homework at least.
I think the biggest wild cards are the rookies, and I don't know what to expect from any of them, but it just seems like when you're taking a look at what the challenge asks of people and what kind of tasks they do, Letty is someone that I think will thrive more so than some of the other rookies that are all on the list. Here's the thing. I'm between two people, and I feel like neither one of them will come back to me, because Chris is behind me. And I think I'm going to go with somebody that I really liked on the Challenge USA 2, and I'm going to go with Cassidy. I've been waiting for both Cassidy and Chris to make their way over onto the main flagship show. It took them long enough. And she's also in the trailer quite a bit. And we saw her get into arguments on USA 2. Hookups as well. And again, she's on in the trailer a lot, meaning I feel like she goes deeper within the game. So to me, I'm going to pick Cassidy. I'm going to get on the Survivor train before all the survivors are gone. And I'll go with Cassidy.
I love that pick. She wouldn't have been my next, but 2 from now out of the women. So yeah, I think it's a pretty good pick for sure. She will get you points. She's a little bit of a fighter. We know that, like, a lot of people really wanted her to win her season of Survivor. And so, like, they said they were waiting for her to come back again and show out. And so,
yeah, I think she's potentially a bit of a sleeper pick. I think she would have fallen back to you, by the way, Drew. I would have missed her because she would have slept on me as well in the picks. But in saying that, I don't dislike the pick though. I think she's a fighter, and I like fighters. It's still tough on me because I do think there's 2 women next for me that I want to pick. Like, I'm very strong on the women's side. I feel like there's strong women coming into this season, and it's interchangeable. But I know that if I don't choose Cara Maria next, the fans will have it out for me. So I'm going to choose Cara Maria. Do the right thing here. Do the right thing here by Cara Maria, because there is a chance that when it comes to math or certain puzzles where she struggles, that she can be covered in a team where there's other people who can do that for her. And she's got connections. Obviously, we know the fact that she's close with CT. She's got these connections. Bananas and her have somewhat worked together, somewhat not worked together in the past. I think Bananas is looking for people this season as well. So maybe there's something there. Her and Tori seem to have squashed the beef when they played a couple of seasons ago. So I'm hoping politically she's coming in a good spot here. But for me, it's probably it's a hard pick. It's a based on legacy pick here. I've got a love-hate relationship with them because I haven't always thought they were the best Survivor winner. But Michelle Fitzgerald is going to be my next pick on 4th place because in a team season, I feel like Michelle's pretty well insulated. My only fear with Michelle, and what I don't know, is did she squash the beef with Bananas prior to this season? Because if Bananas, we know Bananas is petty, we know Bananas hold grudges, and if he does go into the season and his only goal is to take Michelle out, it could be a tough season potentially for her.
I was between Michelle and Cassidy. It's just that Michelle is now in a relationship with Devin, so I don't think she's going to be making out with anybody. Like, the only person that she could get into arguments is with Bananas, but Bananas likes to, like, I don't know, he can hold grudges, but I can also see him being like, hey, I didn't do so well last season, so how about we all just like start off with a clean slate?
There's a lot of new people around that we can look at.
Yeah, Michelle and Cassidy are side by side for me as well. I have a love-hate relationship with Michelle. Sometimes she just like annoys me, and I'm sometimes like, but sometimes I'm on her side. I'm back and forth with how I feel about Michelle.
I'm stalling because I've been sweating here for the last like 40 minutes. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go with Justin. He was an underdog last season. I think he's going to come in messy. He was in the confessionals or in the trailer a couple of times. I think he was messy, be a good team competitor.
Okay, I love Justin. I loved him and Nani last season. I think that he might be able to have that same kind of dynamic with Norith maybe this season. The only thing that I worry about with him is he seems like he's a bit of a smaller guy. And so if like he kind of gets pressured by his team to go in, or people, I don't know how it works, they're gonna call him out and, oh, I'll take that guy. Like we saw it not work for what's his name, Rogan, you know, calling him out because he's smaller, but I think that he might get called out because he's a smaller guy. I like things even, and this wouldn't be a pick that like I usually take because they do tend to annoy me, but they do have experience on their side. I'm actually gonna go with Corey Wharton this time around, just to get some more muscle on my team. Like I don't think he's gonna get any hookup points. Unfortunately, he might get into fights because he has a bit of a mouth, and he's capable physically. So I feel like he hasn't been around for a little bit. He's come back with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, probably, you know, fighting for his family, etc. And he has his buddy back, Nelson.
The best to never win. Like he's been to so many finals. He's got a lot of friends this season, coming into this season. He's played with the likes of Tori, Chris Underwood, Bananas, like so many people. It's these past relationships that I do think are important early in the game and has gotten him very deep every single time he's played. And there's like the one thing, Drew, that you can, and I'm not having a go at you, but I just want to say, Drew, the one thing you can say against them, and you've broken me this podcast where I normally break you, it's the reverse, you know? The one thing you can say is that he's not good at puzzles, but he's got a team who's going to cover that for him this season.
It's just one of those things where I mentioned earlier with CT in season 37, where there was a 3-team format and Corey and Nelson were constantly a part of that Ruby team that could just not win, could never get over the hump. He was the senior of that team. He was trying to get everybody on the right path to get to the win, and they just couldn't do it. And so I decided to roll the die. I panicked a little bit. I didn't want to keep us waiting here for 20 minutes as I was juggling everything. Maybe I made a too hasty decision, but overall, I like Corey. I will always root for him. I also do want to mention, real quick before we move to Chantel's next pick and starting the 5th round, we had Demetria saying, like, you can't hold 37 against them, which is Corey. It was a terrible season. I agree. Also, Corey was being undermined by Kyle, who was always talking about wanting to get off the Ruby team. So every time that Nelson and Corey were like, come on, Ruby team, we can do it. And being the team captains, Kyle was always the one that was like knocking them down.
Okay, so I am going to go for my 5th pick. I'm going to close off a gap on my needs here with a vet female. And I have to go with my girl, Nerys, at this point. Because everybody else, female-wise, I don't fully know how well that they are going to do. I like Nerys. She's still, I'm assuming, still good friends with Nelson, so she's going to have that locked in. That means she's going to be locked in with Corey. I'm not sure how she is right now with the Michelle side of things. She's might have made up with them and the Olivia and that whole, situation that went down in, I think it was 39. But I just think that people like her enough and she has some good skills that might help her team. So she's good at puzzles, she's decent at endurance, she's not good at swimming, so that's maybe not great, but I think she's a good team player and I think she's a good contributor to a team.
Yeah, I think Nerys is one of the best overall competitors in the game. I think the only thing, and it's going to go exactly. I was so excited to see her coming into season 40, and then she was walking out the door by episode 2 going into a hall brawl. I was just sending a message that if I did not pick this next person, it would not be looking good for me, and I would not be in the good graces of somebody that I
interviewed.
Imagine Corey's in the DMs.
Yeah, Corey is like,
if you want that next interview, Drew.
Because I need 2 rookies. I'm going to trust this person, and I'm going to go with the rookie, Anna Lee Wilson from Amazing Race.
I mean, she will get you probably drama points because if I remember correctly, she ran it with her dad, I think it was.
Yes,
she's spicy. She's got a spicy personality.
Yeah, I've seen those clips.
I did watch that season, and I did like her that season. And I think even when that season was running, we on the Nullify Take channel, we actually covered it. I'm pretty sure. I may have mentioned she would be perfect on. I think I may have mentioned she would be perfect for the challenge when I watched it. So I was very happy to see her picked for this season, and this is one of those ones where you got it right, Drew. I would have picked her in the next round. Maybe not the next pick, but the pick after that, so it wouldn't have come back to you. Well, I have to start clearing the board with some of the men. I don't think this person's going to win, but I think they'll have a storyline. We've all wanted to see at some stage, I think, some redemption or him trying to get back to the challenge. So I'm going to go for Nelson, for Nelly T in this next round. As an experienced man still on the board, I hope that he does go out there and he does compete and that he makes it a good season. I just think that the storyline is going to follow him this season. There's no way you're bringing him back and you're not going to tell some sort of a narrative around that. So hoping for plenty of confessionals at least. And he's got some friends obviously this season as well. So politically, I think he's kind of insulated. And I think the vets at least are not going to target him early. They'll want to see him go deep. There will be a little bit of a let's rally around Nelly T this season.
Obviously, I want to see how Nelson does this season, and just like with his injury and like now having a prosthetic leg and getting back into physical shape to be able to get on the show. So I totally agree that like him getting to a physical capability of being on the season is quite a feat and it's pretty impressive.
I think that this is a solid pick. Again, you're getting all the experience and you're getting responsible players and everything. I just worry about the types of challenges and how does the landscape look for Nelson coming into the season. And the closest person that he has is Corey, but how much will that leak into and Nerys, but how much is that going to be helping with like the other social aspects of the game and everything? There's a question mark.
It's all fair criticism. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna take a shot on this person. I've got no idea who they are, but the Big Brother circles talk highly of him, and it's Keanu Soto. Yeah, so I'll go for him as a rookie pick here in this round. And again, I mean, he's physical. I don't know much, like from what I've seen. I did a little bit of research online. He wasn't puzzles that strong. They gave him a high rating for his physical and endurance. I don't know if that's something that came through on Big Brother that season, but you could choose a rookie or a wild card at this stage when it comes to it for me, because I don't really know these players, and at least his name made it to me, who is not that into Big Brother.
With Keanu, he definitely was capable physically, and I believe on the season he talked about wanting to go on the challenge and that's what he wanted to do next or whatever. Where he fell short for me was that he wasn't a good at the strategy part, and he thought that he was. So he was very like high on his own supply, but like he actually was just dead wrong a lot of the times about certain assessments. I wouldn't have given him favorite player personally. And I want to see how he does maybe on the challenge, because like he'll be able to use his physicality. We'll see how that works.
I'm going to get somebody last season who made the final. Pretty decent job. She's coming in, I think, ready to play. She has the I think a good social game with a lot of the players from last season, the vets in particular, as well as she has experience going into eliminations and coming out the other side 4 times last season. I'm going to pick Adrian.
I mean, she definitely was the most impressive rookie last season, going in, 4 times with Theo. I think that she has her bestie there, Izzy, and I'm sure that they're going to expand that group a little bit. So I'm curious to see how she's going to do in her second season. You know, other than obviously she did well last season, but I have no idea how I think she's going to do this season with this, like a team format. Like, I feel like some of the stuff that she got was kind of lucky. Okay, I will take Brad. I'll take the experience off the board.
Good job.
I wasn't going to, but then I was thinking of like, no, he's not going to do bad in a team format. Like, so like, why would I take a risk with some other people that have only proven themselves once or nonce? So yes, I will take Brad. Obviously, he hasn't been doing that well in recent years, but he has done well in the past. So hopefully him having some of his like old buds, team format, he doesn't necessarily have to perform on his own. Maybe he can help his team out.
He's had some troubles gaining like momentum and confidence in his seasons, even on All-Stars. He takes this game very seriously. He plays kind of paranoid in some aspects of the game. Maybe around this area, I think you're getting a solid OG vet. It's just he hasn't had those good seasons as of late.
I'm gonna go with my last rookie pick, and I know that you guys were you're poo-pooing Josh over here, but the first season was the regular season, and the second season was Love Island Games, where he actually had to show his competitiveness and his muscles. And so he's not the biggest guy, but he is strong. He's also, I believe, single, and you know, he comes from a love show, so that means he's no stranger about getting messy and making out on camera. So I believe he's single, so I think he might be ready to mingle, and I wouldn't be surprised.
You know what? I think I'm gonna pick Deb. I'm just gonna pick Deb. I think I saw her on a good team. I think she's the one that Will proposes to, so I think she's gonna get some kiss points.
Oh.
So I'm gonna pick Deb as my final rookie pick and a wild card pick. So that forces Chris to choose Riley at some point. You don't have to do it with your next pick.
Nah, just put it in my next pick.
All right. Riley didn't last too long on her Big Brother season. She was the first HOH, but she didn't last very long on her Big Brother season. I don't know what to expect from her on the challenge. I think Deb will get makeout points. So I'm just going to go with Deb.
I think that Deb is a stronger pick. She's just had a little bit more familiarity with this world. Because, yeah, Riley was only on for 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
You know, the competitions are not the same. Obviously, it's a lot of experience with like maybe strategizing, et cetera, but it didn't help her stay in the game. So I think Deb is stronger.
I think you actually did me a favor by choosing for me, because I wouldn't have known which way to go between the two rookies. I think between Cedric and Leo's the one that's more likely to get in some sort of a showmance, get in some sort of drama, being confrontational. So because of that, I'm going to go towards Leo for this last pick of mine.
I do think if we're looking at points, he's probably a stronger person over Cedric if it's just between those two.
I agree. I think that he could actually take a step forward in being more on camera presence. I think he's going to be a little bit more, I mean, I shouldn't say more confident, because I think he's like exuberates confidence no matter what, but I think being his second season, being in a team format, come in wanting to play more, be more vocal, and there's more opportunities for him to be like make out points or yelling at somebody or just getting into the game more. All right, so we're coming down to my pick, which then also decides Chantel's pick. I was able to interview Cedric. He is amazing. I'm hoping to interview him again on this season. The only thing I think about Cedric, though, is that he played a very under the radar kind of game. I think that's the kind of game he likes to play. I think, though, he could get in some hot water this season, because last season, towards the final elimination, there was a lot of confrontation between him, Jeremy, Nani, Will. I think the word snake was coming across. I think Cedric just played a really daggone good game that everybody just underestimated Cedric.
And they felt stupid about it, yeah.
And they felt stupid about it. He was 20-something years old. They're thinking he's just a kid. He's doing whatever. He doesn't know what he's doing. And he did. He knew exactly what he was doing. He made the final and got 3rd place. I think that is solid. But I think with Cedric, there's not an opportunity for anything extra. And so with that, I think I'm going to go with Izzy, just because she did make out with Rogan. And maybe she'll find somebody else on this season. She also has great stamina and everything else. I feel like Cedric and Izzy are almost on the same level of athleticism. It's just the possibility of makeout points that outweighs that. I think I would rather go with Izzy over Cedric, even though I love Cedric. And
I can't believe you left my team to be uneven. I thought I would end up having an even team now. I do know, though, that Izzy is open to making out in those makeout points. So I was sad to be missing out on that. Now, I was debating, though, between Cedric and Brad at that point. So, maybe I should have done that, and then he would have taken Brad, and then I would have gotten Izzy in the end, just to make my team well-rounded. But I'm happy with my team. I think Cedric will be able to perform. Yes, he might be thrown down, but he's going to be thrown down against someone like Justin, who I think he could beat.
Okay. How are we feeling the season is going to be? What do we think about the cast out of a 10 of being the best cast, 1 being the worst cast?
It's hard to say what makes a good cast anymore, because it used to be when I would have all my favorite old school players come on, but now these old school players are older, so they're not performing in the way that you want them to. And then we love the challenge for the hookup and the messiness, but now a lot of people are in relationships, and so it's kind of hard to really tell what makes a good season anymore. So just looking at the board, I'm gonna give it maybe a 6.5.
Chris, what do you think? Because you're coming at it from a more casual fan,
100%.
As you will not be covering it. You didn't cover season 41, and you were kind of talking off camera about how you watched season 41 and was able to, it sounds like you were able to enjoy it a little bit more without having to look at it through a critical eye and having to have an opinion, a staunch opinion coming onto camera. What do you think about this upcoming season?
Yeah, it's true. When you don't cover the show, I may come on to talk once or twice throughout the season about certain points of the show, and if I've got thoughts. There's certain storylines that I'm interested in this season, and I think that's what's going to keep me hooked to watch the show. I'm definitely higher than Chantel on it. I'm not 6.5 out of 10. Maybe a 7, to be fair. They're trying to find their new fans. They're trying to not alienate the old school fans while also catering to CBS or Paramount.
I have this hot and cold. I'm cautiously optimistic, but I don't want to get too hyped over this cast, just because we do have the tried and true vets of the Johnnies, the Bananas, the CTs, the Cara Marias. We have the absolutely wild card of the rookies. I have no idea what they're, but also in saying that, we get this investment, at least in season 41 contestants. Were they the most bolsterous? Not necessarily, but I'm happy that they're given more opportunities to people who were just on a really good cast, and some that made it deep, some that had potential but fell short. And I think that it's fun to have these proving grounds to just see what could happen. But with the future looking very questionable now that it's on Paramount Plus, we don't necessarily know how many seasons we're going to get into the future and all this other stuff. I want to enjoy the Challenge 42 because you just never know. I'm not going to put too much into the cast because I just want to have an enjoyable season. So that's what I'm hoping for, is just an enjoyable season.
What was your grade? What's your score?
I'm in the same ballpark. I'll say 6.5. I just want to give everybody an opportunity to shout out where everybody can find you. If you're going to be covering the show, where can they find coverage once it eventually goes up? We can go with Chris first, and then we'll go with Chantel.
Yeah, so you can find me on the Nullified Take channel on YouTube. I predominantly cover Survivor. I'll be back for Survivor 51. I will do some sporadic coverage, I would say, of this season of the challenge. Just if I feel like something happened that I want to have a chat about for 10 minutes, short form video, I might go on there and release a couple of videos.
You'll find me at Reality Realness with 3 S's on YouTube. I have to cover the challenge, so I will be back with my trio, so that's Michelle and Matthew, and sometimes fans to talk about this season of the challenge. Anything else I'm doing? When the traders come, I'll probably cover the traders as well, but other than that, just those couple of shows.
Thank you again, Chantel and Chris, for joining me. But that is it for this video. Who do you think has the best team between myself, Chantel, and Chris? Let me know down in the comment section below, as well as out of all 24 players in the cast, who are you rooting for? Who are you rooting against going into this season? And who do you think is a sleeper pick? Let me know anything and everything down in the comment section below. I want to hear what you have to say. But now I want to give a special shout out thank you to everyone who supports me over at patreon.com/angelcakevids. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you. And thank you to everyone who's watching this video up to this point. I'll be back really soon with more Challenge 42 content, more challenge content, more content in general. But until then, peace.